I want you to do something for me right now. I want you to visualize your smartphone. It's sitting there in your hand.
Okay.
It's late afternoon, let's say 4:00 p.m. You have been hammering away on this thing since your alarm went off at 6.
Right.
You've got 47 browser tabs open because who actually closes tabs?
Right.
You have 3 different group chats pinging you nonstop. There's a YouTube video pause in the background eating up memory, and the GPS is actively tracking you.
Mm-hmm.
You go to type a simple text message, just, I'll be there soon. And what happens?
It freezes. The letters show up about 3 seconds after your thumbs actually hit the screen.
Exactly. The lag, the delay, the device literally starts getting, hot in your hand. The battery is draining at like 1% a minute. It's glitching out.
The operating system is completely overwhelmed.
And usually when this happens, we know exactly what to do. It's muscle memory. We double tap, we swipe up, and we frantically close every single app to free up the RAM. Or if it's really bad, we just hold the power button and do a hard reboot.
Right, because we understand the mechanics of the phone. We accept that it has a bandwidth limit. We know it's not magic, it's a processor.
We treat the phone with that logic.
Mm-hmm.
But here is the hook for today's deep dive. And this is where I think listeners are going to have a bit of an aha moment.
Okay.
What if I told you that this glitching smartphone is the perfect biological analogy for your body? And I don't mean just as a metaphor. I mean physiologically.
It really is the perfect parallel. We tend to view our bodies as these infinite engines that can just keep running processes indefinitely without any consequence.
Right.
But the source material we are looking at today suggests that human beings have bandwidth limits, just like that processor. When you are running the work app, the anxiety app, the commute app, the family obligation app, and the did I leave the stove on app, all at the exact same time, your nervous system starts to overheat.
And we feel it, right? We get that brain fog. We get that stiffness in the neck that won't go away no matter how much we rub it. We get irritable. We start snapping at people. We glitch.
That's the biological equivalent of the spinning wheel of death.
So today's mission is to figure out how to swipe up and close those apps before the battery dies completely. We are looking at a methodology called KinRe.
KinRe, which is short for kinetic relaxation.
And this is particularly interesting to me because usually when we try to fix that glitching feeling, that sense of burnout, we tend to go to extremes. We have 2 default settings. We either collapse on the couch, turn into a vegetable, and do absolutely nothing, or we try to burn off the stress by running 10 miles or hitting a high-intensity interval class until we want to throw up.
Which is the binary trap. We oscillate between off-total collapse and maximum overdrive.
Exactly. But the sources for today are arguing for a third option, a way to reset the system that isn't about stopping and isn't about sprinting. It's about moving in a very specific, science-informed way to manually regulate the nervous system.
It's a methodology that uses movement to create relaxation, which, if you really think about it, sounds like a bit of a paradox to the modern ear.
That is actually exactly where I wanted to start deconstructing the name, because kinetic relaxation sounds like an oxymoron.
It does.
I'm going to use my 8th grade science brain here. Kinetic comes from kinesis, right? Energy in motion.
Correct. Anything related to movement or motion.
And relaxation is the absence of effort. It's chilling out. It's stillness. So movement relaxation feels contradictory. In my head, if I'm moving, I'm working. If I'm relaxing, I'm static. How do we reconcile those 2 things?
That friction you're feeling, that idea that movement and relaxation are opposites, is actually the cultural misunderstanding that KinRe is trying to correct. We think of them as enemies, but they can be partners. The official definition from the source material helps clear this up. It defines KinRe as using slow, gentle movement to help the body relax, feel better, and function correctly.
So it's not moving and relaxing as 2 separate things. It's moving in order to relax.
Precisely. It's active recovery. And I think it is really important to establish the credibility here right off the bat. This isn't just some random idea someone had in their garage while stretching.
Right.
The founder is a biokineticist.
Let's pause on that term, biokineticist. It sounds expensive and scientific. What does that actually mean in a clinical context?
So break it down. Bio meaning life or biology, and kinetics meaning movement. A biokineticist is a clinical exercise specialist. They study biomechanics, the physics of how the human skeleton and muscular system move.
Okay.
They deal with rehabilitation, posture, and correcting movement dysfunction.
So this is grounded in hard science. It's not just vibes.
Very much so. The method includes contributions from international practitioners in the field. It's a structured, progressive approach based on how the body is mechanically designed to release tension. It's not just wiggling around, it's a biological tune-up.
Okay, so we have a science-backed method of moving to relax. But I need to play devil's advocate here for a second.
Go for it.
Because when I hear movement method or mobility work, my brain, and I think the brains of many listeners, immediately goes to the gym. I'm thinking of a yoga class where the instructor wants me to turn into a pretzel, or a Pilates class where my core is on fire and I'm shaking. How is KinRe distinct from just working out?
This is the most crucial differentiator in the documentation. KinRe is effectively an anti-workout.
An anti-workout. There's a strong marketing pitch. I feel like anti-workout is something I can get behind on a Monday morning.
It is, but it's accurate. Think about the dominant narrative in fitness culture right now. What are the slogans we see on T-shirts and Instagram?
Oh yeah, no pain, no gain.
Sweat is just fat crying. Go hard or go home. We are conditioned to believe that for movement to be valid, it has to be difficult. It has to hurt a little bit.
If you aren't suffering, you aren't trying. If you aren't trembling, it's not working.
Right. And physiologically, that approach often backfires when you are already stressed. KinRe flips the script. The documentation states clearly, this is not about working out hard, it is not about getting sweaty, and it is definitely not about pushing through pain.
Yeah, that is genuinely hard to wrap my head around. If I'm not pushing my limits, how do I make progress? We're taught that progress lives at the edge of our ability.
You make progress by resetting the baseline. The focus here is on moving exclusively within your comfort zone.
See, that triggers my corporate alarm bells. I spent my whole career being told that growth happens outside the comfort zone.
In business, sure. In athletics or skill acquisition, maybe.
Yeah.
But when we are talking about nervous system regulation, the comfort zone is where safety lives.
Okay.
And safety is the prerequisite for healing.
Elaborate on that. Why is safety the priority over intensity?
Well, think about a tight hamstring. We've all had that tightness.
Sure.
If you force a stretch, if you yank on that muscle to try and touch your toes because you think you should, what happens?
It hurts. And it usually feels like it's fighting back. It gets shaky.
It fights back. That's the stretch reflex. Your body senses a threat of tearing, so the nervous system fires a signal to contract the muscle even harder to protect it. Wow. You are literally fighting your own neurology. You're pulling one way and your brain is pulling the other.
So by forcing it, I'm actually making it tighter.
Often, yes. Or at least you aren't allowing it to truly release. KinRe focuses on paying close attention to how the body feels and moving gently enough that you never trigger that defense mechanism.
You stay in the comfort zone.
You act within the comfort zone. You're coaxing the muscle to let go rather than forcing it into submission.
That's a massive distinction. It's the difference between prying a fist open and asking someone to open their hand.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It's about creating an environment where the body feels safe enough to release the tension on its own.
So it really is a reset button, not a boot camp.
It's a biological tune-up. It's maintenance work, not construction work.
Okay, let's get into the why. Why do we need this tune-up so badly? The source material introduces a binary framework for how our bodies operate: go mode and calm mode. I found this fascinating because it explains why I feel wired even when I'm sitting still.
This is the autonomic nervous system 101, but framed in a very accessible way in the texts.
Right.
You have the sympathetic nervous system, that's go mode.
The survival state.
Right. Evolutionarily, this is for fighting a tiger or running from a landslide. It floods you with adrenaline and cortisol. It increases muscle tension, heart rate, blood pressure, alertness.
But in the modern world, go mode isn't triggered by tigers. It's triggered by deadlines, traffic, emails, financial worry, the news.
All of it.
So go mode is my default state from 7:10 a.m. to 10:00 p.m.
For most people, yes,
Right.
and that's the problem. Then you have calm mode, which is the parasympathetic nervous system.
Okay.
This is the rest and digest state.
Yeah.
This is where healing happens, where digestion works, where the immune system recharges, and where cellular repair takes place.
And the sources argue that we've essentially broken the toggle switch between these two modes.
We have. We are stuck in go mode. We wake up to an alarm. That's stress. We drink caffeine, a stimulant. We commute in traffic stress. We work under pressure, more stress.
And even our leisure is often high-intensity violent movies or competitive video games.
And even our exercise. If I leave a stressful job and go run intervals, I'm just layering physical stress on top of mental stress. I'm basically telling my body, the tiger is definitely chasing us now.
Exactly. You are keeping the body bathed in stress hormones. The go mode switch is jammed in the on-in position.
And bringing it back to the intro, that's why we're glitching. We are running the survival app 24/7. The phone never gets to cool down.
Precisely. And here's the catch. The body physically cannot heal or recover when it is in go mode.
Right.
It prioritizes survival over maintenance. You don't renovate the kitchen while your house is on fire. You put out the fire first.
So how does KinRe unjam the switch? Because I've tried just sitting there telling myself, relax, 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 and it usually makes me more anxious.
Oh, 100%. It's like telling someone to calm down during an argument. It never works.
That's top-down processing, trying to use your brain to control your body. It rarely works when the adrenaline is high because the survival brain overrides the logical brain.
Okay.
KinRe uses bottom-up processing. You use the body to signal the brain.
Okay, walk me through that. How does moving my arm slowly tell my brain to chill out?
It works through sensory feedback. By using those gentle movements, easy breathing, and comfortable positions we talked about, you are generating a specific type of data. When you move slowly and with intention, and critically without pain, you are sending a sensory signal up the spinal cord to the brain.
And what's the message contained in that signal?
The source material has this fantastic line. It's like telling your body, hey, you're safe. You can relax now.
I love that quote. It's so simple but so profound.
Yeah.
Hey, you're safe.
It changes everything. If you are moving slowly and softly, your primitive brain looks around and says, well, there must not be a tiger chasing us. If we were in danger, we'd be running or fighting.
Right.
Since we are moving gently, the environment must be safe.
So the movement itself tricks the brain into realizing the danger is over.
It's not even a trick. It's a truth. You are safe. You're in your living room. But your body didn't know it yet because of the residual stress. Once the brain gets that safety memo, the nervous system regulates. It shifts into parasympathetic activation. That's when the tight shoulders drop. That's when the breathing deepens. That's when the glitch clears up.
It's wild that we have to manually convince our bodies that we aren't being hunted, but I guess that's the reality of modern life.
It is. We have Paleolithic bodies living in a digital world. KinRe bridges that gap.
So let's talk about the results. We've managed to convince the body it's safe. We've closed the apps. What does the reboot look like? The source material lists a pretty broad spectrum of benefits.
It's holistic. On the physical side, the wins are very tangible. Improved flexibility and posture are the headline acts.
Which makes sense. If your muscles aren't gripping in a protective spasm, you can actually stand up straight. I feel like half of bad posture is just stress.
It usually is. It also lists enhanced mobility, strength, better circulation, and improved breathing. And a big one, pain reduction.
I want to double-click on circulation. That ties back to the overheating phone analogy perfectly. When the system is jammed, nothing flows.
Right. Tension constricts blood vessels. Relaxation opens them. It allows the system to cool down and transport nutrients efficiently. But the benefits aren't just from the neck down.
No.
The text highlights significant mental and emotional shifts. Reduced stress, obviously, but also enhanced mental clarity and emotional resilience.
Emotional resilience stuck out to me because it's not just about feeling good for the 20 minutes you're doing the movements. It's about how you handle the next stressful thing that happens.
It's about your baseline. If you are walking around at a 9 out of 10 on the stress scale, a spilled coffee pushes you to a 10 in a meltdown, you have no buffer.
The RAM is full. One more app crashes the phone.
Exactly. But if KinRe brings your baseline resting state down to, say, a 3 or a 4, you have so much more capacity to absorb life's bumps without glitching. You can handle the spilled coffee. You can handle the rude email. You become more durable, not just more flexible.
It really is a full system reboot.
Yeah.
Now, I want to pivot to the practical side. Who is this actually for? Because I'll be honest, when I hear phrases like gentle movement or kinetic relaxation, I think senior citizen.
Yeah.
Or I think rehab patient. Is this just for people who can't do real exercise?
I love that you asked that because that is the most common misconception. The source material is very specific about inclusivity. Yes, it mentions seniors. Yes, it mentions people recovering from illness or injury. But it explicitly states it is for kids and adults too.
So basically anyone with a nervous system.
Pretty much. The profile isn't about age, it's about state. The target audience is anyone who feels stiff, sore, stressed, or tired. That is a massive demographic.
That's literally everyone I know. I don't know anyone who doesn't feel tired or stiff at least once a week.
Right. And looking at the specific programs they offer really highlights the breadth of this. They have the standard KinRe programs, but they also have specific group programs for things like cardiac support and cancer recovery.
Wow. Okay, that actually speaks volumes about the safety of the method.
It does. If a methodology is trusted for cardiac support and cancer recovery situations where the body is under immense physiological strain and cannot tolerate additional stress, it proves that the core of KinRe is deeply restorative.
Yeah.
It's not light exercise in the sense of being easy. It's therapeutic movement designed to support the most vulnerable systems.
That implies that it's incredibly safe. You aren't going to blow out a knee doing this.
Highly unlikely. It's low impact by design.
So if I'm a listener and I'm thinking, okay, I need to close my apps, I need this reboot, how do I actually do it? Is this something I have to go to a specialized clinic for?
Not necessarily. They've built a pretty comprehensive ecosystem. The source mentions two main program branches, KinRe and Kinkus.
Kinkus. That's a new acronym for me.
It's another holistic movement program under their umbrella, and they offer these through digital access, so online classes, an app membership. You can do a monthly subscription or buy lifetime access.
Which fits the closing the apps vibe perfectly.
Yeah.
You can do it in your living room. You don't have to drive to a gym, find parking, and deal with locker rooms,
Oh.
all of which creates more stress.
Exactly. It removes the barriers to entry. But for those who need more specific guidance or perhaps have a specific injury, they also offer professional access. This includes private sessions and rehabilitation consultations.
And I saw they even train practitioners.
Yes, they have training courses. So if you're a physical therapist, a yoga teacher, or a biokineticist and you want to integrate this biomechanical approach into your practice, you can get certified.
So it ranges from the casual user who just wants to de-stress all the way to the professional level.
Exactly.
That is really comprehensive. I think what stands out to me most is just how accessible it is. You don't need equipment. You don't need to be fit to start. You just need to be willing to slow down.
And ironically, being willing to slow down is often the hardest part for people stuck in go mode.
Oh, absolutely. Doing nothing is terrifying for high achievers. We feel guilty if we aren't producing. If I sit on the couch, I feel like I'm wasting time.
That's why KinRe is so clever. It tricks the go mode brain. You are doing something.
Right.
You are following instructions, moving your limbs, focusing on technique. So the doer part of your brain feels productive. It says, okay, we are accomplishing a task, but the nature of the movement is secretly lulling you into calm mode.
It's a backdoor into relaxation for people who can't sit still and meditate.
I love that perspective. It's meditation for the fidgety. It's mindfulness for people who can't shut their brains off.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
It occupies the mind just enough to let the body relax.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. We've gone from overheating smartphones to biomechanics to the vagus nerve. If we had to boil this entire deep dive down, what is the one sentence takeaway for someone listening right now while ironically stuck in traffic?
I would summarize it like this. KinRe uses slow, gentle movement to help your body calm down, release tension, and finally work the way it was designed to.
Simple, actionable, and hopeful.
And I'd add a final philosophical thought here. We live in a world that separates doing from resting. You're either running a marathon or you're asleep.
Right.
KinRe suggests that how we move determines whether we are stressing or healing. You can move in a way that heals. That is a powerful paradigm shift.
It really is. We don't have to be still to find peace. We just have to move differently.
Precisely.
So here is the question I want to leave you with today. Go back to that image of your phone with the 47 apps open, hot to the touch, battery draining before your eyes. If your body is currently doing the exact same thing, running the work app, the worry app, the tension app all at once, what is the actual cost of keeping them all open? And what would happen if you gave yourself permission to close them, not by crashing on the couch, but by simply moving a little bit softer?
That's where the real reset begins.
Thanks for diving in with us.
Always a pleasure.